just like a coconut press. Coconut Express. Let me get you off that frozen crap and show you how to make it with a frap. Oh yeah. It'll start to be what's called copra, and it won't have any water in it. It'll start to get translucent, and you can pop it right out as a whole piece of copra, and then you can squeeze pure coconut cream, oil instead of cream. The glycerins and the sugars will have separated, and just oil will come out of it. We'll cover that in another class, but today I'm giving you guys the basics. Coconut. Why is the coconut brown and we got to get it off the ground? Because the whole culture that's evolving out of coconut right now means that coconut trees will live max 30, 40 years. Coconuts should be living 80, 90, 100 years. And if you don't take all the young fruit off it and constantly climb it with spikes and whatnot, then the life of the tree should really actually turn it into a hardwood after like 60 to 70 years. And so then when the thing does pass on, the trunks are also really useful that way. But to have a culture around coconut that we've revolved around using the husk, originally we would squeeze coconut cream out of the husk itself. We will take the fiber that we take off of this coconut that you see right here. We'll put that all together in fiber strips. You take a bunch of it, you put the coconut in between it, and then you just go like this, and you squeeze coconut cream out of what we're gonna make out of this coconut. We're gonna open this coconut, we're gonna bring it down to the seed shell of it, and then we're gonna crack that in half, and then we're gonna take that material and we're gonna grate it, sort of like we did with the tapioca, but we're gonna do it a different way, and I'm gonna show you that's what's a traditional way to do that. Now that you see all these green coconuts taken off the trees in the old days, they would let coconuts fall off the trees. And the main export of the South Pacific was copra. They would have these long houses where they dry it in these racks, and then all the sailors would have to take away would be the separated piece of copra, so they could take much more with them. So the industry is changing now with the coconuts, young coconuts for water, versus old coconuts, which people don't see a use for them, but there's so many more uses for this. We can make the coconut core, which is a great growing medium for our nursery. That's also a product, and we can build soil with that. We can use the shells and make bowls and cups and silverware and all sorts of other things that we can sell from the farm stand. So diversifying our agriculture into stuff that's economically viable as well. So let's start out with this dry coconut. And we have this little spike here on this. Bear with me, it's been a while since I opened one, but as you spike through this, give it a couple spikes that way, and now you use the leverage to peel the shell off. I used to be able to do this in a few minutes. And so what I've done is I've taken a piece of rebar and I've shoved it down into this coconut stump, and that's kind of my base. You can also do this with just a pick in the ground. That works as well. It doesn't have to be a violent impact sort of a thing. It's more about leverage, political salience. I'll explain that one later with some loquacious obsecution. In the old days, if I couldn't get it off before a minute, I'd be in trouble and I'd be rousted, but that's what happens when you get old. So you guys see what we're getting to in there? If I had $1 for every time I made a tourist beat it on the ground for hours. How do I open this? I don't know. Try beating it on the ground. Actually, totally works, but it's not nearly as nice as this. So, this is the start of coconut cream right here. Our awesome shell that's in the middle of that. We're basically gonna just run some of this off of here, and then we're gonna do, I wonder if this one's gonna split straight. It's got an awkward shape to it. So you do this with a machete, with a rock, whatever you want, but you use the back of the blade, not the front of the blade. Now, if you want the water, you can drink the water. It's usually a little bit more sour when it's like that, because now what's happened is all the sugars and the glycerin and everything that's made the coconut mature have now turned into oils, and they've condensed themselves within the meat now. So now we're going to take this part of the coconut here, and this is the key to fresh coconut cream. And if you've never had fresh coconut cream, then you've never had coconut cream. I mean, you can come close with some of the frozen versions of it, but the canned coconut cream is nothing like this. And so here we go. Let's take you on this journey. Where's my coconut shredder? And we have this handy dandy little piece of metal that I brought back from Tahiti many years ago. This is a piece of pheasant wood that one of my dear friends who's passed on. So it's been my like go-to for scraping coconuts. Where's that bowl at? Didn't we bring a bowl out here? Okay. Take back to the time I was in Africa and vicious, vicious creatures everywhere. Yes. Yeah. We'll get to that later though. Right now we're waiting for a bowl so I can show you what we do with coconuts. Therefore, I can save the shells and use them in many creative ways. Bowls, plates, cups, whatever. So here we go. The future of this right here is going to be coconut cream. And who'd guess? They think a blender, this, that. Nah. One piece of wood with one little thing with teeth on the end of it. They look really nice, don't they? Beautiful. It's like a commercial. We're going to put this on the ground. We're going to sit on this. Just like that. Now, we're going to take this coconut and we're going to go. It's very therapeutic, by the way, because not one size, one scrape fits all. Nowadays, they have these things on the end of a drill with a round thing, and you just go, and it falls into the bowl. But something about this, it has like a therapeutic feel to it. So we grow the coconuts up there. We let them fall to the ground. The husk we can now use for potted stuff, for jewelry, for biochar. The cups we can turn into bowls, like I said, various other things. You can make earrings with this hardwood shell that's left. You can make salt shakers. There's so much stuff that can be made out of this. This is actually really sought after for some of the best activated charcoal and biochar because it's such a dense carbon-based wood. So it's sought after for cleaning actually industrial air scrubbers with activated charcoal, and that's one of the sought out materials would be that there. And then once I get this graded down to the bottom, I'm gonna turn you guys on to something else. One of the reasons they call it the coconut is because the bottom area here has a very nutty flavor. And if you just ate the regular coconut, you think of a Mounds bar, this or that. If you haven't had fresh coconut, it's a little bit different than you might think it is. So on the little bottom of the coconut that's left, when we do this, you just slice this up in here. And then you can come through the coconut and do this. And these little nutty pieces right here are amazing. And if you look, even if I just squeeze one, you can see the oil and the juices and the milk coming out of it like that. Nutty flavor, guys, try it out. That's good stuff to be serving at the coconut stand. Now, let me tell you about a few interesting things with coconut. People on the mainland say, hey, can I go get one of these dried coconuts off the shell and make coconut cream? You sure can. But if it's colder than 70 degrees, it's in that air conditioning store, you have to set that coconut in at least 75-degree weather for an hour or two. I can squeeze coconut cream out of this because it's hot and it's the room temperature. And we're gonna try something a little different. I've always squeezed coconut cream either through the husk or through a cheesecloth, but we're making it white people style. I don't know. mainlander style, whatever you want to call it. We're making it easy, like a coffee, frappy, whatever it is. And we're gonna put it right inside a coffee press to make our cream. So we don't know if this will work, but it was suggested by one of the smarter individuals in front of us. So we're gonna try it out. Where coconut cream comes from, it's really sad. All of us have grown up here. And so that knowing how many people I know that like what society does, whatever, it kind of separates us from like these very basic kind of things that we should know around us right here. So it's exciting, and I see it and I know it. So it's like one of the simple things that we need to be perpetuating, and we need to be sharing this knowledge with others. And people will look at what's around us differently. They don't see much in an old pile of dry coconuts. Most people take it to the dump. But maybe if they know this and that they can take this, squeeze it, freeze it, and use it in their coffee every morning, or make ice cream with it, or make the delicious things we're gonna make out of the cassava. Maybe people will be more interested in growing their landscape that has food around them and taking advantage of that a little bit more. So that's why I like to share, and that's really cool for me that I get to show you guys this. So now we're gonna take this fresh grated coconut that we have here, and we're gonna put it all right inside the coffee press and see what we can do with that. I am totally confident in your theory, and we're putting it to work now. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Wait, do you see that? Now you gotta hold it down, and we gotta put it into something else now. I gotta do something else. I gotta do this. I do not recommend this with the glass one. The metal one I think is much safer. But there you go. Yeah, you guys gotta try it now actually. Get their expression when they try it. Close up of her trying it.
Real close, Jack.
Real close.
Really get in there, okay?
Yeah.
Just... oh, it's so good. Mmm. It's like ice cream. That's so good.
I'm photobombing you guys.
Yum. Officially, you guys are
You, Jackson. You.
That'd be really good with some seltzer water. It's wonderful. And fatty.
Okay, that's what we got left for the stuff there. Okay, time to squeeze more, you guys, or whatever you guys want. That's what your jobs are today, to make tapioca delight. So you got it here, right? And it doesn't want to do anything like that? Go sideways this way. Go sideways this way instead of this way. Just so you know, okay? So like that, it'll come right out. So there's many things that we can do with the leftover coconut. So I teach people about sustainable farming, and I like to find food sources for like the fish in our tanks that are growing some lettuce for us in our aquaponics. So why not feed them stuff that's a byproduct of something else we're doing? This can be dried and it can be used for all sorts of things that are coconutty, the same stuff you buy in the store. So we have this as a product that we can sell, but we also feed it to our chickens who lay our eggs, and amazing source of calcium and a lot of just what, you know what I mean? Give it to the pig and the pig tastes like coconut cream. Bizarre. So like throwing our mangoes, we have a population of invasive wild boar and axis deer here, so they make up a part of our menu. So some of this we put back in and give to them, and we know what they've been eating. And some of it we feed to the fish, and some of it we just throw at each other.
That's Hawaiian snow.
Yeah, Hawaiian snow.
But the one that you get in the store has a lot of sugar in it, yeah?
Yeah, sugar in it.
The bagged up coconut.
Hawaiian snow.
Yeah, thanks.
Don't worry, I wasn't getting it in your hair, I promise.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to disturb the twigs and spiders in there.
Is this